The corner of filament. The corner of fun. The filament corner. Rhinos. Rhino. Rhino. Even more rhinos. Hey guys, it's the corner of filament, the corner of fun, the filament corner. And I'm sure as you saw by the little intro clip I'm going to put at the beginning, this episode's about something in particular. Starts with an R. More specifically, rhinos. But not just, I don't have just one rhino, I got a whole bunch of them. And these, this is what I've been partially working on in free time. Been working on some other stuff too, and this is a continuation off of my last video I posted where I explained why I was making and printing these jointed creatures, and I showed off my first jointed creature that I had put together and printed out and then threw up on Thingiverse, my mini factory, all that stuff, and that was based off of our dog Sara. As you can see, it's quite a bit bigger than the rhinos.
Yep.
I was working on the body first, and then part of my inspiration to turn it into a rhino came from one of my printers, the One-How printer that I use a lot. Well, their logo is actually of a rhino, and that's the best that I can give you offhand. I don't have any of the Chinesium build tack that they make, so that's the best I can give you of their logo right now, other than putting up a picture of the logo in editing. So, and that's what partially made me think about doing a rhino. Now, all these rhinos are different in one way or another, and I'm not putting up 4 rhinos on Thingiverse, my mini factory, those places. This right here is the original that I made. The first one, he's got bulky shoulders, and he's got a neck curve. You can see it right there, where the head and the body, there's a where it curves in upwards, so you can see the difference in between them. Well, it's a little bit bulky.
Turn him around, let me see the front.
He's a little bit bulky.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I thought about making it where the head also moved. And that's where the second one comes in. Because his head can move, but
oh yeah.
But it makes the print much more flimsy.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not doing that.
We don't like flimsy.
It's an interesting concept. I know the elephant that I showed off in the last video that I didn't make, just so y'all know, its head does move, but in this case it made the rhino a bit more flimsy than I wanted him to be. And so the next what would you call it? Not really remix, the next update, I guess you would say, refinement, is this one. And his shoulders are slimmed back.
Turn him, face me.
So
yeah.
If you look,
I'm trying to,
well, if I can get him to stand up, his shoulders slim, while this ones are bulky.
yeah, I can see it.
That's the that's the main difference. I thought that it was nicer that the shoulders slim into the head rather than just being bulky. And that one of his little ears, I accidentally hurt it.
Yep, I see it.
I'm amazed that their ears even print because of how small they are.
Tiny little thing.
And that's the only one so far that I've managed to break, but I'm sure kids and everything under the sun could easily break them. Boy, you can tell that it's winter around here. Everybody's getting a cough.
Yeah.
So, the next refinement is, well, I didn't care too much for the curve in between the head and the body. To me, it's one of those, okay, it distinguishes, but you don't need it. Especially if it's affecting your print quality. Similar effect with the spray can trigger handle that I made. Originally, it was curved. And it would print just fine without supports, but it would look a little bit messy. So I went back in, got rid of the curve, and just had it do an angle. And people seemed to like that better. They liked it better than the curve because to them it looked a little bit nicer and they didn't have to do any kind of cleanup, whereas with the curve it printed, but it looked a little bit not as clean because of a curve. You're doing filament on air sometimes. So, that's where the final one comes in. He doesn't have the little crease in between the head and the body like the previous ones. So you can see this one has it. He doesn't have it. So, in all, the ones that I plan on putting up on Thingiverse is these two with the slim shoulders. One has the neck and body crease, and one doesn't, in case you don't want that and you just want him to stick flat to the bed. Now, I do have my initials, FC, on there, Filament Corner. It is like little Sara here. It is only if you're doing 0.2 layer heights, it is only one layer height. You don't like it? Sink the model down 0.2. You don't have to print it. But having it that just one layer, normally I don't see any problem with it. It's just high enough, but not too high, that it normally just prints over it just fine. All these Rhinos, they're just fine with it. Now, the Rhino has a little tail, because Rhinos have tails. He has, I even tried to shape the bottoms of his feet to look similar to a Rhino's, but unlike Sara, when I printed this out, well, whenever I loaded it into print, I realized just how small I had actually made him compared to Sara, where Sara was a lot bigger than I was expecting. But it is what it is. So yeah, his legs, for the most part, are loose. He can't really stand up or anything. But, I mean, you can attempt to stack them.
Worked.
I mean, I don't know why you don't want to do that, but if you want to do that, you can do it.
Kids would. They play a stackable Rhino game. Stack them till somebody knocked them down.
So, yeah, that was my next project.
Well, I think they turned out good.
For Christmas, and I think that she'll like them, just like I think she'll like the dog, and hopefully everybody else will like them. Once again, the tolerances on these is, let me grab this one, between the between the legs, this part, and the body is a 0.3 millimeter difference, the gap. And in between the connector that makes both these legs move together and the body, if I'm pretty certain on these, I'm pretty certain it is a millimeter, I believe. I made it a millimeter or half a millimeter. I can't remember for sure, but on the page itself I list it down at the bottom. That's what I did with the dog. I'll go back through, look at them, look at those gaps, look at that measurement, and then post it on the page of the model so that way everybody knows. Now, I believe we're going to have to do a battery change real quick, so we'll let her do that and I'll finish up.
Well,
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you like the videos, please do click subscribe, give him a thumbs up, even share, because, you know, somebody may want to make these cute little objects for their kids. And have a great day. Happy printing.